win-win with everybody is busy, every hour is important to everybody. So set up a structure like that. It kind of gives you a dating period with that investor to say, well, do we get along, right? Do we respect each other? Do we see eye to eye? Can we hear each other out and things like that? And then the other thing is also to make sure that this fear that you have internally, it should not block very genuine investors' real interest in saying, wow, these guys are too closed. I don't know how I can help them, right? Because all of us think, we are always right? I mean, we're all optimistic, forever optimistic. So I think somewhere you have to balance those things and definitely kind of find investors who can benefit you in the long run.
Just a clarification, don't be spooked by 10,000 shares. In India, many people have very small share numbers. So 10,000 shares is, probably sub 1% of that typically, if you're looking for advisors.
So Vaibhav, I wanted to ask you one specific question based on what you have been doing, which is building different companies one after the other.
Yep.
Apart from your VC role that you're playing and you're investing in other companies, but specifically because you've built a few companies, and I'm not trying to pick on Anil here, but given that you've built 6, you probably had ideas, a lot more than that. So when you pick an idea, how do you evaluate? Is there a specific test that it has to pass before you select the idea? Whether it is in different segments, the scalability, the market size, whether this is a good to have, a must have. So are there certain parameters that the idea initially needs to pass before you will even consider or go deeper in that?
Correct. So, and I think before I answer that question, I want to mention that I'm more of an accidental investor. I'm not a traditional VC or an angel or anything like that. It is more about we are doing what we are doing. We came across some people who we could help, so we invested. And then I think in India we're being a little more proactive saying that, and we're doing super early stage, so it's not Series A or anything like that, very early stage, because that's what we know. So what we are doing is just getting what we know to more people so we can collectively create a win-win, right? Now coming to your thing, I think we have 6, but we probably have tried 20, right? So I think one of the most important thing we said is that do you understand the pain point yourself, right? If you can understand the pain point yourself, like we did with Pickback Man, you can be convinced that there have to be at least a few more people who are suffering from that, right? And then you test it, right? The other thing is how big is the market, right? And I think a lot of people take that very lightly, especially in the consumer internet world. For example, I had been mentoring these 2 VIT graduates who had been working on a startup. They were trying to do kind of used books exchange. In fact, I just saw another company somewhere else in India who got funded recently. And after 6 months, we came to realize that the math is just not going to add up. It is just not going to add up, right? So I think doing that, and I think all along, I think we said, yeah, if we get this, it will happen. If we'll make this much out of every interaction and things like that. So what we did eventually, which convinced even them that no, this is not going to fly, is an honest analysis of how big is the market, right? And a related point is, can you get to that market? Which is my point about selling. What is your sales strategy? And I think that is where another, to your point as well, I think when you are doing a SaaS product or a consumer product, if you get people who have sold and grown companies in that space, they can tell you, what the challenges are, like healthcare and education. I know it's just so tough to sell into those markets, right? So I think the selling, how much you understand, which is I think goes back to scratching your own itch kind of a thing, and then testing it out. And besides that, I think which I see with a lot of young entrepreneurs is don't do it just because it's cool and a lot of other people are doing it. This has happened in the Valley, this is happening in India, this happens all over the world. So I think build a business that you truly identify with and you can build any sort of a business, I think.
My short question is about the disadvantage you mentioned of people based outside the valley not getting adequate exposure to the valley ecosystem. So, I'd like to know what you think about, especially given the fact that you've relocated to India. I'd like to know what you think about social media and all the communication channels that are growing, video conferencing and so on, to address that disadvantage.
Absolutely. So I think it's a disadvantage that has existed, but I think it's also a disadvantage that is disappearing, right? But having said that, just the communication channels or access to information alone, I don't think is going to solve that entire problem of if you take a 23-year-old entrepreneur in the valley and just the amount of stuff that he knows, right? If you look at a majority of the startups that have been funded in the valley, there are more 20-year-olds than 30-year-olds than 40-year-olds, right? Because the 20-year-olds just know so much more, and that's happening in a very concentrated ecosystem, right? So I think if all of us can understand that there is some level of that knowledge transfer which is not going to be that easy remotely, and you build a set of advisors, make trips there, and it's about, see, I've lived there, that's why I have the advantage of saying, okay, I know the difference, right? But there are companies in Israel and Australia which have built massive businesses whether it is Campaign Monitor or Israel, there's just so many companies. They have somehow figured out that that exposure is not a problem for them. So I think we all can as well. It's just that I think there is a lot of IT services legacy that we have, which we have to come out of and kind of absorb this new ecosystem about scale and sales and SEO and content marketing and just so many things, which is a world of its own, which is not IT service. Right? So some of that knowledge and then working towards it. But I think advisory is probably the best way to get closest in terms of that gap.
Before today, I had met Vaibhav. This is the first time I'm meeting him in person. He's, I think, one of our youngest charter members, probably at just 40 years old. Today we know why, because at just 40 years, there is a tremendous set of accomplishments. Not just a serial entrepreneur, a very massively parallel entrepreneur, I would say at this point. Not very many people that you find who are doing what he is doing. So I feel that it's a very good story that we heard today. We are fortunate that Vaibhav decided to come back, and really looking forward to a whole bunch of hand-holding and whole bunch of teaching many of us and whole bunch of pushing many of us to get out of away from our button and actually start selling something. So thank you very much, Vaibhav. It was a great pleasure having you here. I'm pretty sure everybody learned quite a bit, and he is very accessible and approachable. So make use of it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, all I wanted to say has already been said by Anil. It's incredibly, it's not many times that we actually get to see an entrepreneur or technologist turn entrepreneur who becomes so savvy at what he's doing that he has so much more to give to all of us. And so many of TiE members and in general entrepreneurs here and at many places find themselves in a predicament of having learned technology and now wanting to get into business and face many of the things that we actually heard firsthand from Vaibhav. And I'm sure this interaction has been personally very, very valuable for me, and I'm sure all of us found it extremely rewarding. Now, we just decided that we will do a few things. So we heard about TiECon, and I invited Vaibhav to host a TiECon session, and we've called it a session. It's called Make in India and Sell to the World. Selling to the world is one thing that I know we've heard Vaibhav has hacked quite well, and I'm sure he has a lot to bring out on that session. So we've been here about 100 people today in this room. In Tycon, we'll probably have 700-800 people. And I'm hoping that they will benefit from Vaibhav moderated session of such entrepreneurs who've been trying to do that, and will get valuable takeaways from that session in Tycon. And thank you, Vaibhav, for agreeing to host that session. The other offer that he's made before, which we haven't still cashed on, is he's actually willing to do a full session, and he's willing to get people together specifically addressing this challenge, this issue of selling, putting sales teams together, doing the SEO, doing the inbound marketing. How do you sell? That's one single bottleneck that entrepreneurs face without exception. How to sell. And if we are not able to sell, then all the other things, including funding, including co-founders, including team, they all finally come down to us not being able to sell. And I tweeted a few of those, like the customer traction that trumps everything else. I think that I think is a big takeaway for all of us when we actually try to build our businesses. I'm not going to kind of summarize all my takeaways. It's going to take a lot of time. But having said that, thank you very much, Vaibhav, for being our guest tonight, and for Anil to conduct this in a very lively way. And Anil has been, a veteran entrepreneur, so it's not a surprise that he was able to bring out some of the nuances that would have otherwise not come out of this session. I really want to thank Vaibhav. Once again, thank you very much. Anil, thank you. And thanks to all of you for being here. As usual, this is about 100 people in the hall. We always get questions, we always get asked, how do you get so many people in the room so consistently? And I have to say that the speakers make it happen. So we hope we'll see more of Vaibhav. Thank you very much.